You know, folks, when we think about classic cars, we usually picture some roaring beast of a machine. Big engine, shiny chrome, probably gets worse mileage than a lawnmower. But let's talk about a car that started it all for the Ford Mustang. One that didn't exactly scream muscle car, but whispered it politely. That's right, we're talking about the 1962 Ford Mustang I Concept. It's like the Mustang's cool, misunderstood older brother that never got invited to the party. But without it, the Mustang we know today might never have shown up at all. Now, before we dive into the deep end of this carpool, make sure you hit that subscribe button. So let's rewind the clock to 1962. Ford's team of car designers got together like a group of mad scientists and said, what if we take a go-kart and give it a midlife crisis? That's basically how the Mustang I Concept was born. They weren't messing around. This thing was a two-seater, mid-engine sports car, an oddity for Ford at the time. But hey, when you're aiming for the youth market, why not? And here's the kicker. This bad boy was powered by a 1.5-liter V4 engine that put out 109 horsepower. Yep, a V4. Not exactly what you'd call neck-snapping power, but for a car that weighed only 1,544 pounds, or about 700 kilograms, it didn't need a ton of muscle. This thing could zip around with the agility of a squirrel on an energy drink. And with a top speed of around 100 miles per hour, 160 km per hour, it could still outpace your average speed demon on a go-kart track. It was designed by Ford's advanced styling team, led by Eugene Bourdonnais, and the car had some pretty sleek lines. No roof, of course, because who needs that extra weight, right? With a height of just 40 inches, about 1,016 millimeters, you'd be eye level with a bumper on most cars today. It came with a 4-speed transaxle, had independent front and rear suspensions, and ran on a final drive ratio of 3.30 to 1. And with a curb weight of just 1,544 pounds, 700 kilograms, this thing could handle curves like a pro, thanks to its double A-arms with adjustable springs and shocks up front. Throw in disc brakes in the front, drum brakes in the rear, and a rack and pinion steering system, and you've got yourself a ride that could actually hold its own on the track. Now here's where things get a little wild. Ford built two versions of this Mustang I Concept. The first one was fully functional and got tested like it was trying out for the Olympics. The second, it was a bit of a poser, just for showrooms. The Mustang I Concept might not have made it to dealerships, but it paved the way for one of the most successful sports car lines ever. Today, the Mustang I is still kicking around at car shows and museums, reminding us that Ford wasn't afraid to think outside the box. Or in this case, the engine bay.